Welcome back to more Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Last time we finished exploring the Garden of Hope, so this time we're moving on to the Distant Tundra. Once again, let's start out with 30 rock Pikmin, 50 yellow Pikmin, and 20 winged Pikmin. We have a very busy day ahead of us. There are 7 fruits left here, and I'd like to get most of them today. First of all, let's actually clear out some of the enemies that have respawned since the last time we were here. We have a fiery blowhog there, along with a couple of joust mites. In general, the joust mites actually have the best chance of getting in the way while carrying things back. Given that the bearded amp rats have to actually charge up every time they're about to attack, it's likely that the Pikmin could actually sneak by them. But just to be on the safe side, I am going to go over here and defeat this one. Once again, unless it's actively charged up, any type of Pikmin can actually attack it. But in general, it's a little bit safer to attack it with yellow Pikmin because they can't get shocked. Again, given that electricity was instant death in the first game, just a shock status is a lot more manageable. We have a fruit over here by the dodge whistle that I meant to get last time, but we ran out of time. So let's start over here. Let's toss the captains over, first of all, so they can retrieve the Pikmin right away before the swooping snitch bugs get to them. And we'll charge the Pikmin up here. By the way, I don't think I mentioned it last time, but these swooping snitch bugs can actually pick up captains now, similar to the bumbling snitch bugs from Pikmin 2. I actually like this change, given that it basically consolidates the two types of snitch bugs into one enemy, which honestly makes a lot of sense. Once they're taken care of, let's pick up this data file that we also missed, and we'll have the winged Pikmin work on this here. Over here, we have some more mushrooms. Let's toss Charlie over. Once again, be careful about standing too close to the branch because he can actually clip that and fall down. You do want to stand back a bit before you throw Charlie. And we also want to toss all of our yellow Pikmin over here to deal with even more amp rats. We have 2 this time, which is a lot scarier actually, partly just because while you're defeating one, the other could hypothetically move over and try to eat Pikmin, but luckily it stayed far enough away that we were able to defeat both without too much trouble. We also have this thing over here, so we'll have the yellow Pikmin work on this, and we'll have the remaining Pikmin carry this fruit back. We also want to swap over to Brittany, who has the rest of the Pikmin, and we actually want to carry back the Snitch Bug, because I think I actually forgot to carry one back last time, so to have it added to the Picklepedia, we do need to actually carry both of these enemies, actually. And there's actually one other thing that I need to do for the Picklepedia back in the area with the Phosbat. We have the Phosbat pods, and these actually do count for the Picklepedia, so all we have to do is basically break one like so. Since this cavern is all lit up, there's no chance of any Phosbats actually spawning, meaning that was relatively straightforward. Trying to complete the Picklepedia is actually a fun challenge, given that there are a lot of cases where you might not necessarily have to carry back all of the enemies to the onion, or defeat certain things like the Phosbat pods. So it is kind of interesting because it kind of changes how you have to approach certain situations. So, with our Pikmin rounded up, we want to go back to where Charlie was, and then go along this upper path. We have another enemy over here, another Arctic Cannon Larva, that I also forgot to take back last time, which actually makes sense given that we didn't even have a straight shot to the onion for a large portion of that day because of the bridges. So once again, we have to carefully go along the path, dodging all the snowballs, using the little crevices in the wall, and again, these actually can't kill Pikmin, but obviously it will get in the way having to worry about, like, having Pikmin knocked back by the snowballs. We'll have the rock Pikmin carry this back as well, and we'll also have them break open this crystal for another fruit. Below here, we do have another amp rat, and it is directly in the way of that fruit over there. So I'm going to carefully drop down, hoping not to aggro it, and then I'll try to charge from behind like before, and hopefully defeat it before it even has a chance to do anything. So that basically takes care of everything here that we need the yellow Pikmin for. So once they're all back to the base, I do need to check because I was down 2 Pikmin, so 2 of them are over here. Once we have all of our yellow Pikmin rounded up again, I still think I'm missing one, but I'll double check when we have the full group back together over here. Yeah, I am actually missing quite a few. They're all back over here. Once we have our Pikmin rounded up, I'm going to put away the rock Pikmin and the yellow Pikmin. I'm going to take out more of the winged Pikmin, and we're also going to use the blue Pikmin for something. Alright, so I want 50 winged Pikmin and 50 blue Pikmin. I actually might divide up later on, but for now, let's actually stick together. So first of all, we have the Skeeter Skates. Again, that's an enemy that we fought before, but we didn't actually have time to carry it back, unfortunately, so we might as well do that this time. So, once again, we could either use blue Pikmin or the winged Pikmin. In my opinion, it's actually easier to use winged Pikmin, oddly enough, because you don't have to worry about, like, tossing them up to the Skeeter Skate, but you do have to worry about them getting hit by a bubble and essentially drowning. We also have water dumples that are actually really annoying in this game for some reason. For some reason, they're actually really good at shaking off Pikmin compared to 1 and 2, meaning they can actually give you a lot of trouble. We also have a fruit over there, but actually, we're not going to collect it with the blue Pikmin. We're simply going to carry these 2 enemies back, and we're going to hopefully get this without needing to do a whole lot. So, we can lock on from here and charge the winged Pikmin. Again, as long as you can lock onto something, you can often reach things in ways that you are not intended to with the winged Pikmin. What you're supposed to do, obviously, is break the wall to create a path to carry it, or alternatively, approach from this side and have them carry it all the way around. But again, it's simply faster to just charge the winged Pikmin without even worrying about the wall whatsoever. So again, it almost feels like there are a lot of oversights with the level design of Pikmin 3, where some things are just really not set up in a way that you really have to use the intended Pikmin type. Next up, I want to go over by where the electric wall was. We have another swooping snitch bug to deal with, and we also have these enemies called wogpoles, which are basically the larval form of wollywogs. Once again, we actually couldn't fight these before, so we might as well fight them now. We also have a wall in the water, and in general, I actually don't think we need to break this. From here, the alternative is to go all the way around, which frankly wouldn't be that much faster than simply breaking the wall, so I actually might leave this alone. Throughout this playthrough, I feel like I've actually been doing things in ways that are extremely unintended. I think this wogpole is actually like partially clipped into the wall, so we'll try to deal with that from the other side, I suppose. Actually, what I'll do is I'll leave the Pikmin here, and I'll just walk around, and by the time we're on the other side, they should be done. We'll leave the winged Pikmin there for now. We have one more thing I'd like to attempt with the winged Pikmin. I don't think it's actually going to happen in full, just because a lot can go wrong here, but I would like to attempt it. Actually, based on the amount of time we have, we'd be cutting it very close for other reasons, and I don't want to elaborate too much for the surprise of it all. But yeah, I actually don't know if we have enough time for what I want to show off. Again, it would have been faster to simply go around, but it's fine. We also don't need to fight the Skeeter Skates whatsoever, because again, we have blue Pikmin, they can't actually drown, so we'll simply toss them up here and have them carry that back. Alright, that's everything we need the blue Pikmin for, and again, one of the things that blue Pikmin could be used for, we ended up using winged Pikmin for instead, because again, I actually really dislike fighting water dumples in this game. Again, they're not that bad in like Pikmin 1 and 2, it's just, for some reason, I have so much bad luck with them shaking off Pikmin really easily, and then they get eaten very quickly. So, yeah. Of course, in 2, you also have the benefit of the purple Pikmin, so they're especially easy to take care of there. We want to go back here to where the path to the Frostbat Cave was, and we actually have this winged gate from all that time ago that we can finally do something about. we want to lower it actually, believe it or not, because we need all the help we can get. We have a ton of dwarf bull bears, along with some fiery blowhawks, but luckily for us, we have a ton of bombs. There are about 10 bombs in total, if I'm not mistaken, so we'll be able to use this to hopefully get through this next section without too much trouble, but things can definitely go wrong here still. We'll use a bomb there. We're basically going to use bombs for everything here. We're not going to fight anything because there is a spotty bull bear here. So the good news is they actually can't regen anymore, unlike in Pikmin 2. The bad news is they're still like a roaming enemy like before. They also take a lot of bombs to defeat, so be aware of that as well. We want to toss bombs well in advance, so they'll actually stop for them like that. That should be enough? Yep, that was enough. So we'll use the remaining bombs to clear out the other enemies that would be in the way, including the fiery blowhog and this cluster of dwarf ball bears. Overall, that went really smoothly, actually. I have had some bad luck in this section in the past. There's also a crystal wall you can break with bombs as well, but to be honest, I don't see why you would. It's actually nice having a bit of a barrier between you and a ball bear as you're trying to round up bombs. We actually have a couple bombs left, so I don't know what to do with these. We also have another one of those very hidden data files in this little set of leaves here. Once again, this was changed in the Deluxe version. I actually don't know what this one says. I forgot to look up this one. I do plan to show off a lot of these secret files towards the end of the playthrough, once we have them all. Also, again, these don't actually regenerate, but for the sake of the Piklopedia, we do need to take at least some of these back. I'm pretty sure the pyroclasmic slooches will leave the winged Pikmin alone. I am going to keep an eye on this just to be on the safe side. Yeah, this should be fine, I hope. And it shouldn't be in the way of the flames either. If we don't carry this all the way back, it's not a problem. Again, fruits retain their positions. And again, we only actually need like one of each enemy to actually count for the Piklopedia. Oh, Alpha's all the way over there still. Those blue Pikmin are safe, that's fine. It's the winged Pikmin we have to worry about. Again, they aren't the strongest, so this is not the safest thing to do, having them deal with a task like this, unfortunately. And again, I should actually have Alf move over here to keep an eye on these Pikmin. Actually, what I should do, because this would be faster, and also we have so many winged Pikmin, I think I'll try to do a quick swap here of, like, who's carrying things. So yeah, we'll swap this around. Again, winged Pikmin are good for carrying things over hazardous areas, but aren't necessarily the best carrying things swiftly, so this will definitely get everything to the base on time. We'll round up our winged Pikmin, and I'm going to watch this fruit like a hawk to make sure we can actually whistle the Pikmin in time, because we are very steadily approaching the end of the day. Once we get past this loading zone, I'll feel a lot better, so they can't get, like, stuck in a loading zone, and there's a risk of them dying that way. Again, if we can't carry this back all the way, there's actually literally only, like, one more fruit here anyway, so if we can't carry this all the way back, we can start the day with this, and then deal with something else. The final fruit, by the way, is all the way over here. You get to it via the cavern with the yellow Pikmin, which I'm having a hard time finding. Here it is. So yeah, we have this little upper area. There was a screw on the ground, like before. I still feel like I have a lot of Pikmin unaccounted for. Like, unless 20 are carrying that, which is a possibility. Yeah, that is the last 20 Pikmin that are on the field, that are unaccounted for, so we actually did get it back on time. So that means we actually don't have much left to do. We only have one more fruit, and of course we will also search for the hidden murals. So I imagine we'll also spend some time rounding up some of the pellets and other enemies to boost our numbers even more. This one is really tasty. Knowing this is waiting at the end of the day makes it all worth it. If only I didn't have to share it with the others. It's good to build a juice supply like this. We should be alright for a little while. And with that, we have almost cleared out the Distant Tundra. We actually have almost 200 of every type of Pikmin as well, which is really impressive. But we actually cut it pretty close today. We were all over the place, buzzing around, trying to collect as much as we could in this one day. Again, this is another case where I almost feel like the cleanup, after you've done the main story stuff and now have all the Pikmin types, the cleanup in each area would be another section that would be really fun in co-op. You could really optimize this by having different squads go and deal with different things across the entire area. But yeah, we only have one more fruit left, so hopefully, fingers crossed, tomorrow will be a fairly straightforward day in the Distant Tundra. After observing these winged Pikmin, my conclusion is that they are not very effective in combat. However, since they possess the ability to fly, they can be extremely useful for accomplishing certain tasks. I will keep an eye out for any opportunities to utilize their unique ability. Even if we bring these seeds back to Kopai, what's to stop another food crisis from happening? If we continue consuming without any foresight, we're gonna have to do this whole thing over again. But what if we can't find another Peanut 404? We need to create a responsible process of consumption. And I think working with the Pikmin has taught us how to do that. Maybe you should run for office when we get back to Kopai, Alf. Alright, we have a little bit more to do in the Distant Tundra, and we'll be tackling that next time. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Pikmin 3 Deluxe.